So I hope you guys have been taking care of yourself. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. Let's get it. I hope you guys have been taking care of yourself. I hope you guys have been living a happy and joyous life, enjoying your time down here on earth while you do have it. Also, hope you've been leaving them people down the road that ain't done nothing to you. Please leave them people alone. Stop bullying. Also, hope you guys have been staying out of the way. Please slide to the side. Let big man come through. I definitely need space. Let's get it. So, welcome back to All Things Wellness, Eric's Wellness Journey. So today I just want to go in my basic this is basically how I've been moving and how I've actually changed my life and continuously changing my life throughout my hard work, my education, my inspiration, and my motivation. Um so a year ago, I was worried about my blood sugar, my weight, and my future health. Today, my A1C has improved. I've lost weight, and I feel better than I ever have in years. Here's what exactly changed. So let me bring you back to like roughly like between a year and 2 years ago. Um, my beginning weight was 385 pounds. Have a moment of silence for that one, please. 385 pounds. You could imagine. If you can't imagine, please just keep scrolling. Um, my blood sugar, I went in and I was going constantly to my doctor's appointments trying to figure out the way I was feeling. My blood sugar was was a little high, it was 134 or whatever. And this is fasting, so I hadn't had anything to eat. My blood sugar was that high. My AC one was running around my A1C, excuse me, was running around 3.4, which put me well into the pre-diabetic range. How I felt physically and mentally. Physically, I was sluggish. Mentally, I was weighed down, dealing with other people's problems other than my own, and not getting back to the business or get into the business of actually figuring out how I can manage my own self to help people in need. Sluggish, not sleeping right, not sleeping enough, mild sleep apnea, you name it. So I decided to actually really get my health under control when my nephew passed away. I had a nephew that passed away in his sleep, and kind of my eyes has always been open and always been concerned. It's just the fact of doing it and staying consistent with doing it, and that really woke me up. Even after the fact that he passed, I still had a hard time struggling and being consistent in my progression and my progress and where I was going with my lifestyle changes. So I decided to make this change. The changes that I did make was I started to go on daily walks. I started to go into the gym, working myself out and moving around a lot. I would take, if I couldn't get out, for instance, I would take time around the house to do things just to make sure that my body was getting the adequate exercise and all of my calories and all of my energy just wasn't sitting there. I wasn't laying in the bed eating. I wasn't sitting down eating and not moving around afterwards. So I tried to make small changes like that. And small changes, consistent changes came into bigger and better things as I continuously started losing weight and stuff like that, and started feeling better and having more energy. Also ate more whole foods and I upped my protein because I found out that on a weight loss journey, if I'm cutting my carbs and my sugar, that I would have to get my protein up to keep, so I will not lose muscle after being, heavily overweight. When you start losing weight fast, or if you start losing weight in general, no matter how fast you lose it, you don't want any residual muscle loss because that can look terrible and can feel terrible too. So you're definitely gonna need a lot of protein and up your protein to offset your not just your fat loss, so you don't lose muscle. That was an important thing for me to understand and get into. So I think that I got that down packed. I will bring more on the importance of protein while losing weight. My portion control got better. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't eating 3 and 4 big spoons of rice anymore. I was cutting my rice down to half a cup, and 1/4 of a cup, you know, because I started doing the keto. I was doing the keto, so I was staying 50 milligrams of carbohydrates per day, and I was really cutting it down and really doing a great jobs as I came into the study of carbs and how they work. Excuse me. Like I was telling you guys too, also, it's not about just someone or doctor or someone that knows just telling you this information. You have to figure out the mechanics so you can find out how these things actually work. You know what I'm saying? It's better or easily said than done. You can tell someone to do something, but if a person like me, if you don't go into depth and tell me how it actually works so I can know what I'm doing and not just thinking, okay, well, I'm not supposed to touch that soda. You know, tell me how it works. Tell me what it's doing to my body. Tell me how I can deflect it or even balance it off, even if I am grabbing that can of soda. You know what I'm saying? Like, I learned a lot, you know. It's a learning process too. I would like to bring this information to you guys so that you be able to learn like I did, you know, and be a success in your own life, you know, not based on my success, but be your own inspiration, your own motivation to yourself. And we are in 6 minutes and 18 seconds into this video. There is no reason why you haven't subscribed already. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. The name of the channel is Eric's Wellness at All Things Wellness 2026. Also, too, we live in a world where things are fast. The shorts do great. They can do even better. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I noticed with YouTube and being watching YouTube for a while that a lot of this is changing, and the videos really don't get any the videos don't even really get any play, even if it is a good video. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna ask you guys to please get those likes up, get those likes up, get those likes up. That's what brings the attention to the algorithm, and people get to see more of what I'm saying and get to take in the education. I can't stress that enough. Asking for you guys to like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. So also too, which is very important, I reduced my sugar. I started drinking things with you know, that had 0-calorie sweeteners in them, like Zevia, the soda Zevia, and doing a lot of things, coconut water, which has low added sugar. And also too, when you're doing intermittent fasting, or if you're choosing to fast, and two, I am not a physician, I am not a dietitian, I am not a doctor, I do not have a license to practice medicine. But it's so this is just through my experience. You know, this is not medical advice. So you know, I reduced the sugar and stuff like that, and doing intermittent fasting, which I apply to. It's not just one thing that I did or that I'm doing. It's a combination of things that's working for me, you know, because one thing is not, one simple thing going along doing just one thing is not going to work for me. I have the type of lifestyle and the type of body that I need to try a variety of things that all come together and mash up as one thing, and that continuously to help me. You know what I'm saying? So one week I'll focus on that, or I'll just do a little bit at a time and bring it all together, you know, or I'll do a little bit here, implement this here, you know. But the great thing is that I reduced my sugar. I stopped adding sugar to stuff. I don't add sugar to anything. I don't even eat a lot of sugar as far as taking it in, even natural sugars. Instead of eating a whole banana now, unless I need the potassium and I don't have an avocado, which an avocado has more potassium in it than a banana does. So I cut things down, you know, in half. I don't eat a whole banana, especially if the banana is really big and really huge, which I don't really like huge bananas. I like a moderate sized banana. I'll cut that down, you know what I'm saying? Or I'll have half a mango, or have half of a you know, of a sweet fruit, you know, so I'm not depriving myself wholly, because you do get those cravings or where you want sugar. And I just choose to step away from the added sugar and just do the natural sugar that are in foods, you know what I'm saying, without the added sugar and the high carbohydrates. So that's how I'm doing that. Also, processed foods. I stay away from the sausages. I don't eat sausages anymore. Things like bacon, cold cuts, I tried to cut out. I'm not gonna say that I totally cut out, because I'll be sitting up here lying to you, but for the most part, you know, if I'm running around with the family and they choose to have something and my partner wants to split something half with me, I'll, you know, split a nice healthy sandwich or something like that with lean cuts of meat on it and things like that. But for the most part, I cut up all the processed food. The bag chips I don't eat anymore. The little bag chips, doesn't really matter how small they are because they're making them like grab bag size and proportions. I'm not doing any of that. Candy, I'm not eating candy. Sweets, cakes, I used to eat a lot of muffins, a lot of bagels, a lot of popcorn, potato chips, Doritos, all that stuff is gone. I don't even bring it into the house anymore. I used to eat the snack pies, you know, the apple filled pies, and none of that stuff. I choose not to eat. Also, too, the most refined processed carb you can on earth is starch. You know what I'm saying? I stopped messing around with starch. So that's how I actually reduce my blood sugar, you know. Sugary drinks, I don't drink anything with added sugar in it anymore. That's just not where I'm headed, you know. And also too, I stayed on a consistent eating schedule. My schedule for eating is sometimes I do the one MAD. If you guys don't know what one MAD is 1 meal a day. Sometimes I do fasting. I would do a intermittent fast or a prolonged fast. When I do intermittent fast, this is what works for me. It's been working for me. I do not advise for you to go on any fast, intermittent or prolonged fast, without consulting your doctor, your dietitian, or your PCP. So I am not a doctor, and please move accordingly to what your body needs. But I did the I do implement the one MAD and the two MAD. So basically, one MAD is 1 meal a day, two MAD is 2 meals a day, where I eat at a specific time. Nowadays, learning more about the body itself and the way that my body operates, I usually tend to eat my first meal at its earliest, I would say 11:30, but I usually tend to eat, if I'm following my guidelines, I usually strictly eat somewhere around 12 or 1 noon. And I try to have my whole complete meals within the 1 to 6, and within a 6 to 8 period of eating. So basically what I would do is I would eat like somewhere around 12 or 1, and then I'll eat my second meal. If I'm doing two MAD, I would eat my second meal around between 4 and 6 p.m. And I usually, if I can help it, you know, I usually don't eat anything after 6 p.m. I may drink a little, but even that stops, so I'm not going to the bathroom back and forth. And I noticed too, like, and this is how I know when my sugar's high, is that I get up and I go to the bathroom numerous times. I'm talking about 2 to 3 times during the night, and at least one early time in the morning upon waking up. So all that's gone. I don't do that anymore because my sugars are not running high, being that I've gotten myself out of pre-diabetic form. You know, this is the education, and this is what I do this for. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it, and you can do it too. To better yourself, to make yourself feel better, live a more healthier, longer lifestyle. This is what it is. Let's get it. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. You are rocking out with Eric's Wellness Journey at All Things Wellness. Let's go. So, yeah, my consistent eating schedule, you know, I do not, and that's what's been working for me, you know, hopefully it can work for you. But you got to find what works for you and get at it and consistently do it, you know. So my consistent eating schedule is I stopped eating after 6 p.m. and I didn't have my first meal till about 12 or 1. That was a very important jewels, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to go into that schedule at a later date, but right now I'm just giving you a rundown of what's consistently been working for Eric. So also too, which is very important, better sleep and stress management. And better sleep for me, I'm just going to jump onto the stress management real quick before I get into the better sleep, because it all goes along into wellness. So for me, stress management, it can be two things as far as eating goes. If I am loaded with stress, I tend to emotionally eat, like, you know what I'm saying? So when you get your emotions into eating, it can be very, very dangerous, because you are actually damaging yourself due to the stress that you are taking in, because you are taking your stress out on food. high fatty foods, on high sugary foods, high carbohydrates, and things that you just shouldn't be eating. Also, too, better sleep. Sleep is like it's like a miracle thing to get better sleep, because if you're sleeping 3 to 4 hours, you are not giving your brain, your body, your heart, your body members enough time to recuperate and regenerate. So you're constantly not regenerating, and you're taking on the stress along with eating unhealthy foods in unhealthy times is a recipe for disaster and death. So I just definitely had to bring that to your senses, that better sleep, it matters. You know what I'm saying? It makes up the whole picture, because if you're not sleeping well and you're always tired, you cannot possibly make a conscious decision to do the right thing when it comes to eating and to making yourself live a better and healthy lifestyle, because your brain is distorted. So, the results are weight loss. I went from 385 pounds, I would say over 2 years ago, to now we are in June of 2026. I am at 314 pounds, and that's not where I stop, guys. This is where the point where I know the lifestyle that I want to live, as far as me being healthy, and watching the things that I put into my system, into my mouth, and shying away from some of these processed foods and all of this stuff, you know what I mean? So weight loss is 385 to 314 currently. I have a long way to go, and I don't plan on stopping here. It's an everyday thing. They don't really tell you, like, you get on these diets. Like, I've been on every diet, from your Jenny Craze to your Weight Watchers to you name it, when I was younger. But there's a psychological part about this that they don't really tell you about. You have to implement this type of lifestyle on a daily basis for the rest of your life. You can't just do it 2 weeks, stay on it for a month, too. You have to do it every day. This is an everyday thing. And this is the problem, and why people have so much problems with keeping the weight off, because they start doing good, they start seeing results, they start feeling better, and then, you know what I'm saying, then you got the less sleep. You stop sleeping, you stop getting your sleep. Your stress management is all over the place. You have to deal with this, you have to deal with that. You're dealing with other people's problems. You're not really facing your own, you know what I mean? Also, too, better blood sugar readings. Like, this time I went to the doctor last week when I found out that I took myself out of pre-diabetic form. My sugar was 84. You know what I'm saying? It was a flat 84, which is perfect for my weight. It's just like outstanding. It's amazing, actually, if you ask me. And also, too, before we move on from blood sugar, also throughout the years, before I implemented a better lifestyle, I also had sugar in my urine. Every time I took a urine test, there was always sugar in my urine. It was high. I just had to put that out there. That no longer exists. It's gone. I also have more energy, better mood, and my confidence is just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm actually, which is a psychological thing. I'm actually paying attention and looking at vehicles when I'm crossing the street, instead of just crossing the street and not looking at the vehicle. Or, you know what I'm saying, like, it's a physically psychological thing that only someone like me would notice and understand. You know what I'm saying? You might poke fun of me, you may not understand it, but if you don't understand it, I'm giving you some education so that you better may understand how it is psychologically when you're moving around out here. So improve balance and mobility. So I have noticed that, and I can actually feel too when I'm turning and pivoting and moving. I can feel the lightness of the weight coming off, and it feels really good too, actually. So you start to really see the results, and that's what is giving me my inspiration, and my motivation is my own results. That's why I'm saying you have to walk to your own dance out here. You know what I'm saying? You got to find your niche and find what works for you through inspiration. And that's what I would like to give you guys out there, is this inspiration and motivation for you to live a better lifestyle. I'm got a lot of ways to go. I'm not perfect, nowhere near perfect, but I can tell you when it's all said and done, I am definitely gonna be where I need to be, and we all can do that. So, the biggest lesson I learned is that consistency beats perfection. You can look at anyone else's channel, you can look at anyone else's life. You know what I'm saying? You can hear what they have to say to give you motivation, and you can experience certain different things, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I know that I'm not the only person out there that has made a change, you know what I'm saying, that live their life in a better way that may help them and help others too. But the most important thing I want to tell you guys, and this is like the biggest lesson. I'm sorry for the noise. They're changing the trash on a Monday morning, and they just don't know how to be quiet out there. It sounds like something really is going on out there, but all it is the garbage man picking up the trash barrel. So I learned that consistency beats perfection. You have to be consistent, and like I've told you guys, you know, it's about making this a part of your everyday living. You know what I'm saying, and staying consistency. Don't worry about looking at Joe or Timothy down the road, or you know, the cat down the road. Don't really pay attention and think that your life can be like him. It's not gonna work that way. You have to dance to your own tune. You have to find out what works for you. Running on the treadmill at 5 miles an hour, you know what I'm saying, and it's not gonna work for someone that's 300, 400 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Your knees are not gonna be, and your ankles are not gonna be able to take that. So slower, consistent steps is in consistency, and implementing this on a daily basis is what's gonna get you to where I'm at and where I'm going right now. So don't worry about being perfect. You know what I'm saying? I hate when people say, oh, you should try this, you should try that. I shouldn't really do that, because whatever I'm doing right now for myself is working. Listen, I'm gonna need you guys to get those likes out. I am giving you game motivation and inspiration. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. Get those likes up. Get those likes up. Spread this good information, this education, please. We are at 22 minutes and 12 seconds. If you are still rocking on with Eric's View at All Things Wellness 2026, there's no reason why you haven't liked this video and subscribed to the channel. Let's go. So, also, too, I wanted to leave you with, if you're struggling with your weight or blood sugar, start with one healthy habit today. You know, one healthy habit for you could mean anything. One healthy habit could mean, if you're smoking 10 cigarettes a day, try to smoke 5. If you're drinking 3 sodas or whatever today, try to break it down to 2 or 1. If you're eating 2 candy bars, break that down to 1 candy bar. You know what I'm saying? Start with something. It doesn't really matter what it is. Only you know what you're doing. So yeah, if you're struggling with your weight or blood sugar, start with one healthy habit today. A short walk, a healthier meal, or drinking more water can be the beginning of a completely different future. And this is what I'm trying to bring to you guys. I want your future to be healthy. I want it to be happy. I want you to be physically, mentally, and spiritually clear of anything, because we have some things down here that are just, you know, that are working against us. You know what I'm saying? I want you to start off clean and fresh. So, this isn't the end of my journey. It's the beginning of a healthier life. Every healthy choice is an investment in your future. Keep showing up, keep moving forward, and never underestimate the small daily actions you can accomplish. You know what I'm saying? Don't estimate it. Don't look at it as Joe down the road is running 10 miles a day and I'm only walking around for 10 or 15 or 20 minutes after a meal. No, that's not his story. That's your story. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to work for you. And that's what I used to think too. I'm thinking to myself like, damn, I should be doing this and I should be doing that. No, I shouldn't. I should be moving at my own tune and my own pace, doing what works for me, not trying to go out there and giving my all in one day, in 1 hour. No, that's not my plan. That's someone else's plan. So keep moving forward and never underestimate your small daily actions that you can improve. So this was long. It wasn't drawn out, but this was definitely long. This is one of my longer videos. Like I was saying, these videos don't get enough traction because of the shorts. because of the lifestyle that we do live in. Everything is quick. Everyone's scrolling. You know what I'm saying? Everything's so fast. Everyone's not really taking the time to listen to whatever's going on in these videos. So before I leave here, I'm going to ask you guys to get those likes up. This has been a really inspiration video to me. I hope it can be an inspiration to you. Like I said, too, my inspiration is my own motivation and my own results, not someone else's results. These are mine. So this is what's giving me the power and giving me to will to go out here and try to give you this information so that you may be inspired and you may be able to take actions in your own life. Get those likes up. Please get those likes up. Get those likes up. Get those likes up. Share this information if you can. Subscribe to the channel if you're on to wellness. If you will like everything wellness, all things wellness 2026. This is my journey, Eric's wellness journey. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. I'm out. Peace.